So basically what happens, whenever a company starts, there is a person called promoter who starts the company. Who starts the company? It's not the owners, remember. Who starts the company? Promoters always start the company. It could be the owner himself, but he will not be called as the owner of the company. He will be known as the promoter of the company. Is it okay? If he is a lawyer or chartered accountant, he is fit to do the duties of promoter on his own. Is it okay? If the owner himself is not a lawyer, neither is a neither he is a CA, in this case, what he has to do? He has to actually ask for somebody's help. Means he will ask a CA or a lawyer to come and intervene, and he will pay a fee. Is it okay? So actually, who are the promoters? Promoters has to be a lawyer or a chartered accountant. Am I clear with this? Sometimes the owner himself is a lawyer or a chartered accountant, then he doesn't have to hire anybody. Is it okay? But promoter is a person who does everything for the paperwork. Whatever paperwork are required, that promoter will do. He can do it on his own, or he can take the help of a lawyer or chartered accountant. Am I clear? Listen to me, you don't have to write anything. Is it okay? It will be feeded here. So let's say we all want to start a company. What do we need to do? We have to check, do we have lawyer and chartered accountant among us? Answer is no. Let's say nobody is there, right? So what do we have to do? We have to go to a lawyer or chartered accountant. Is it okay? Then we will ask for his work for making the papers, getting the papers ready. Means getting the company ready on papers. Is it okay? If I ask you, do you have your house? You'll say yes, sir. I'll say prove it. Then what do you have to do? You will bring a piece of paper where the ownership is on your name or your dad's name. Yes or no? So what are these papers? These papers are the proof of your ownership. Am I clear with this? Similarly, the proof of any company is also on papers. You have to get the papers ready first. Is it okay? That is called filing. Is it okay? Now, we got the lawyer, we got a chartered accountant, we are paying some fees. These people are the promoters along with us. Am I clear? Or they may not want to be the promoter, they will be just there for a fees amount. So we will be the promoter along with lawyers and chartered accountant, and their signatures are very important. Is it okay? On papers, they are the promoters, though actually we are the ones. We are paying them some fees for their signatures and their work. Am I clear with this? Children, is okay? Okay. Now, this is about how does a company starts and who actually is a promoter. You understand? Who is a promoter? Promoter is a person or people who actually get all the papers ready and get the company ready on papers. Not in the physical form, but on paper form. Am I clear? All the registrations, licensing, memorandum of association, article of association, everything has to be get ready. Is it okay? And who does that? A chartered accountant or a lawyer can do it. You cannot do it. Is it okay? We do not have those expertise. Second thing, who's a promoter? Promoter, you can also be a promoter. Okay, taking the help of a CA or chartered accountant. Is it okay? You are paying some fees, so you are also a promoter. But can you be owner? Owner and promoters are not same. Remember, promoters, person start the company, done. You do not have any more promoters. After that, when you sell the shares of company, since it's a company form, you will sell shares to, let's say, 4 people. Okay. R, S, T, U. That's it. These are the people. So they will buy some shares, 25% each. Is it okay? So all the shares are being purchased by only 4 people. Is it okay? Now what happened here? Only 4 people are there. They got huge amount of shares. They are the owners. Now you also can be one of it. Let's say you are R. Am I clear? Along with you, 3 more people are there, and all of you buying shares of this company. Now, since you bought the shares, company will get money. Am I clear? Since this money came through issue of shares, this money will be known as share capital. Is this clear? Since this money for the business came from the equity shareholders, it is known as share capital. Am I clear? First thing is clear. This I have explained you before also. Remember? Now, how many shares can a company hold? Or how many shares can a company issue? As far as issue is concerned, when you're issuing shares, it can be internal matter. Is it okay? It can be internal matter. 4 of you can decide whatever it is. Is it okay? But in case you want to list your company, under BSE or NSE, or let's say for Nifty. Is it okay? All these are under SEBI. If you want to list your company under SEBI, it could be under BSE, NSE, Nifty. All three are under SEBI only. You have to talk to SEBI. Is it okay? You have to show your papers. Then SEBI will decide what will be your authorized capital. SEBI will tell you what is your authorized capital. Means there will be a limit given to you, okay, beyond which you cannot issue shares. Is it okay? Let's say they say 10 crores means you cannot have beyond 10 crores from anyone. It could be internal or external because you want yourself to be listed. Is it okay? But we do not want our company to be listed. We just want to start a company with many people and putting the money from our pockets. Is it okay? In return, what we are getting, what we are getting, share certificates. Is it okay? Then we can decide whatever we want. But in case we want our company to be listed under SEBI, okay, it could be under BSE, NSE or Nifty. In that case, SEBI will tell us what is the authorized capital, or we can decide the authorized capital. Is it okay? So what is authorized capital? This is the limit. Remember, beyond this you cannot go. Am I clear? All of you understood? Authorized capital is the maximum limit of share capital what you can issue to the public being a listed company, and beyond which you cannot go. Is it okay? If you go beyond that, SEBI will cancel your company. First of all, it will put your company under blacklisted company. In that case, you can be allowed to do your business, but you cannot get yourself listed until unless SEBI do not allow you, or you pay certain fines. Then only they will allow you. Till that is okay. All of you understood? Alright. So you understood what is authorized capital, right? So first is authorized capital, that is the limit given to you by the stock exchanges board. Is it okay? So let's say authorized capital is given to us for 10 crores. Clear? Now you are allowed to issue only 10 crores. But is it compulsory to issue 10 crores? Answer is no. That's just the maximum limit. Is it okay? This is the maximum limit. But it's totally up to you what you want to issue. So under this you can issue not 10 crores but only 5 crores. You will keep 5 crores in future if it is required. You will not issue shares. Is it okay? So you will issue 5 crores. So what is issued share capital? Issued share capital. It is a part of authorized capital, okay, which is being issued for subscription to the general public. Am I clear? Or for say, you can say investors. Don't write general public, write investors. Am I clear? It is always lesser than authorized capital. It can never be more than authorized capital. Clear? I know some of you did this in class 12, but you are not clear with this. And when we will prepare the balance sheet, again you will have some doubts, so I want to clear out that. Because with journal entries, now we will be preparing balance sheets also. Is it okay? So I need to explain you what is authorized capital issue capital. Till the things okay? So this is what you ask people to invest. So investors got the information that you have issued 5 crores equity shares. But is it compulsory for them to subscribe to all 5 crores? Answer is no. They can subscribe to lesser amount. Can they subscribe to more than this? Can they come over and say that, I don't want 5 crores, I need 6 crores? Can you? Answer is no. So under this you have subscribed share capital. You will ask people to come and subscribe, but they cannot cross beyond this. They can always be equal to or less than this. Is it okay? So then people will subscribe, which is known as subscribed share capital. Am I clear with this? So the limit is 5 crores. They cannot subscribe beyond that because you do not have more than 5 crores shares. Is it okay? Alright, so in that case, let's say 3 crores is being subscribed. Is it okay? 3 crores is being subscribed. We ask people to please come and invest in our company, but they are not interested because our company is a new company. They invested in Tata, Reliance, and they don't have faith in us. So some of the good people or well-wishers, they wanted to subscribe to our shares, and we got hardly 3 crores. Remember, this cannot be more than this cannot be more than this. Is this clear? This is from SEBI. This is from our side. We are putting as a company, we are thinking we issue only 5 crores, and some remaining amount we will always keep for future. Then for general public we have given 5 crores, but they did not take 5 crores. They subscribed only to 3 crores. Okay, just an example. Maximum they can subscribe to 5 crores only. Is this clear? All of you understood? Alright. Now they subscribe, but some of the people they come and they pay. Some of them they will fail. Is it okay? So in that case, what do you have? You have called up capital. Sometimes you yourself, you decide that, okay, we issue 3 crores, but we don't need 3 crores. Is it okay? We need only 2 crores. So we'll ask people to come over and pay only 2 crores. Remaining amount, it's okay. We will need later on, and still we will issue the shares to you. Is it okay? That is called up capital. Means you yourself, you're calling for people to come and pay. So you're calling up only for 2 crores. Is it okay? Then what happens? Sometimes they've been called for 2 crores, or let's say they've been called for 3 crores only itself. It cannot go beyond that. You can ask for less than this, but you cannot ask more than this. Is it okay? So company decided, well, since we issued, most of the time, remember, they will ask for the whole amount. Otherwise, why they will issue, right? Yes or no? If we issue shares, we need money, right? Then only we decided for 5 crores. Yes or no? Okay, we subscribe. People subscribe only for 3 crores. Can we ask less than that? No, we need money, right? See, there is already a difference. So we will be asking for 3 crores. So let's say we ask for 3 crores, but some investors, okay, during the transition, some of them they expired, they could not come and pay. Some of them they got some other issues, they thought of not investing, and just with application money they have paid. Allotment, first call, second call, they did not come and pay. So in that case, we will have paid up capital. In that case, let's say 2 crores. Is it okay? So we asked for 3 crores, we got 2 crores. What is the remaining amount? 1 crore. We did not get this, no? So since you issue shares and people did not turn up to pay you, in that case, that amount is known as what? When you issue shares, people did not turn up to pay you, and this missing amount which you were supposed to receive but you did not receive, what do you call it? Calls it ADS. Will you remember this? So this is the story of share capital, starting from authorized capital till the concept